The shea tree, one of the endangered tree species of the northern savanna ecological zone that grows in the wild. It takes between 10 to 15 years to fruit. The shea tree is vital to the economy of most African countries. It is estimated to support 60 million women in 21 African countries in shea butter production. In the northern Gulf of Ghana, particularly the Upper West region, it is the economic leveler for thousands of women who are into shea butter production. Despite its huge economic benefits and potential, its existence is however under threat as it faces extension from unsustainable logging, charcoal production, bushfires, and land use changes. The main suspects in this criminal act are hunters, farmers, and women. Valentine Danor works as the head of research and learning at non-governmental organization Punet North. He averred that there is a decline in business in the shea butter industry, and as a result of that, many people have lost their jobs.
Shea gives us a lot of money. Annually, I think about $100 million that the country gets from shea. It's a global industry that actually is worth about $2.75 billion. And so an industry like that is very important to us. And so the effect that we see is that economically we have a decline where jobs are lacking, and then the economic ventures are reducing in terms of the shea industry. Because it's not just about the picking of the nuts, but it's about the processing of the nuts into butter and then the export value that the country gets.
Acting Upper West Regional Director of the Environmental Protection Authority, Jonathan Pierako, equally is not happy about the wanton destruction of the shea and other economic trees.
As they burn the trees, the younger shrubs and those that are not able to survive it, they will die. And at the end of the year, if you see the population of younger trees that probably could have been grown to bigger trees will be dried up, and our women will go and harvest it and go and make their heaps at home. So we take what we want to use it, and minimize the unnecessary felling.
A typical example is here at Peri. Years ago, this facility is owned by Sumbawere shea butter processors. It used to be filled to the rafters with energetic women busy preparing shea butter. The narrative today, however, is different. 35-year-old mother of 5, Aishatu Abdallah, has been in the shea butter business for over a decade. She used the proceeds of her shea butter to support her husband to take care of the family. She says the continuous illegal cutting and burning of the shea tree by unscrupulous persons pushes her to go further for the nuts and probably pushing her out of job.
Normal, we are not getting the nuts like the first time. The first time we can get 2 or 3 bags, but now because they are cutting the trees, you get 2 or 1 in a year.
Is it really difficult now to take care of your family?
Yes, of course.
Another is the chairman of the Sumbawere shea butter processors, Sule Musa, who vowed to protect the shea tree. He opined that beyond the economic benefits of the shea tree, it serves as a vegetative cover for them and decrease the effects of climate change. It appears they are now helpless, and the effect is devastating and having a toll on them.
It's even very hot. And even if the wind is blowing, you see that the dust is coming. If the trees were available, some of this thing will stop. But because of the cutting of the trees, if we find how to get rain to sow is a problem. That's it. That's affecting. That's part of the climate change.
Sule Musa calls for stringent measures to put a stop to the cutting of shea tree for economic purposes.
If I go and tell someone, don't cut the trees, the person will tell me that I haven't got the right to tell him to stop cutting. But when we put bad laws on it, and even the police are sitting down, seeing people with Motor King carrying the trees to market, but they don't seize them. However, the police start seizing anyone who carry a shea tree, his or a Motor King, they will seize it.
For Valentine Danor, he is urging the government to come out with legislation, as they did in the case of rosewood, to put a stop to its cutting and transportation for economic purposes.
So just like the government came up with a regulation to stop the felling of rosewood, we can do the same for shea. These are economic trees that we want to keep. So we did that for rosewood, and we know that it was a battle. In why here we had attended many meetings where issues of rosewood came up, where people accused chiefs, others accused politicians, but all the same, eventually we were able to curtail the felling of rosewood.
We are currently at 2 centers here in the one municipality of the Upper West region, to be precise, at Portbury, one of the locations that you can get people producing shea butter right here in this municipality. Here we are talking about 2 production centers. One has to do with the manual production of the shea butter, and the other one behind me is the one that they use the mill to produce. I bumped into these women who are busily manually producing shea butter in an old jaded shed. We were almost at the final stage of producing the shea butter when we arrived. The shed is located just at the entrance of a shea butter mill owned by Said Abdullahi Famana, a grinding mill he inherited from his father, Famana Sr. He compared the illegal logging of the shea tree to losing one's life, which should not be allowed to go unpunished. Growing up, the production of shea butter has been the preserve of our mothers. So anybody who is cutting down a shea tree is akin to killing a fellow human. It should not be allowed to go scot-free, he said. The message from these people here is that this is our northern cocoa, and they want government to put in measures that will be deterrent enough to prevent people from cutting the shea trees. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
This story is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with CDKN Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from Claire R4I Opportunities Fund.